that's been my life for almost 10 years. It's a steady pattern of waking up in a jail or waking up in a hospital, dealing with the consequences of that, ending up in a shelter or ending up in a detox center, and then going to treatment, and then ending up in a post-treatment facility or a rooming house, or and that was my life for so long. I was so reliant on the system, and thank God in Canada we have the healthcare system we have.
You're listening to the Not So Black and White Real Estate Podcast with your hosts, Sir Colin Campbell and Gary A.
Good day. It's your host, Sir Colin Campbell, here with Gary A. McGowan, and you're tuned into the Not So Black and White Real Estate Podcast. We're on site today at For the Love of Real Estate Conference, and we've been hunting this person down for some time now. The last time I saw him speak was at a KWYP event, and he just shared his story and his journey. And we want to share that with you. And it's none other than Adam Pope.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, first of all, first shout out is we got to tell everybody what your shirt says, because I'm reading it now and I'm loving it.
Oh, it says Clean, Serene, Lean Gen Machine.
I like
Lead Gen Machine, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, I just realized what it said to a panel.
So Adam, tell us, who are you?
Yes.
And why are you here?
So why am I here? So I'm here on behalf of Clarity, which is a new Keller Williams community. It was started by Shelley Seidman out in the States. And we're a community that is just a support network for anybody under the Keller Williams umbrella that's been affected by substance addiction in any way. We do not discriminate. So everybody knows somebody, my man, or is somebody.
So what does that really mean? It's a community for people who've been affected by substance addiction. Is that like AA, or like, what are we talking about?
No. I mean, if you know my story as well, I mean, AA has been a large part of my journey in the past. My journey this time through sobriety, it hasn't been a part of my journey, and we want to connect with anybody. It doesn't matter. Somebody knows somebody. Somebody is somebody. I don't care. I always tell people, I don't care what's getting you better. I don't care if it's AA. I don't care if it's praying to the tree. Just keep doing it, right? If it's working, keep doing it. So no, we're not specific to, any one thing. We want to be broad, and we want to help anybody that needs it.
So you're looking to help anyone who's been affected by substance abuse or drugs in any way. Mm-hmm. What qualifies you to lead this?
Oh man.
So tell us your story.
That's a long one. I'll try to keep it. I'll try to keep it short. So I'll start by saying I'm relatively new in real estate. Are we good?
Closer to the mic.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. Good?
Yep.
All right. So I'm relatively new in real estate. I've been doing this for my year was up in September. And when I started getting my license, I was living in a homeless shelter here in Toronto. And prior to that, I'm a recovering alcoholic. And prior to that, I was in and out of the system, which is jails, institutions, for 10 years. And I've been this way for as long as I can remember. People always, when can you pinpoint when you started to realize that you didn't drink like normal people, that something was off. I just never felt any different, right? It just, my family was going a certain way, everybody was going a certain way, and I just went totally off the rails, and I had no control over it. And so, that's been my life for almost 10 years. It's a steady pattern of waking up in a jail or waking up in a hospital, dealing with the consequences of that, ending up in a shelter or ending up in a detox center, and then going to treatment, and then ending up in a post-treatment facility or a rooming house, or and that was my life for so long. I was so reliant on the system, and thank God in Canada we have the healthcare system we have, because for someone like me who I needed more chances. I needed another chance. I need another chance. And hopefully one of those times it would stick and I would make it out. Thankfully this time it has stuck, and I'm here today. So that's a little bit about it.
There's a lot there to unpack.
A lot.
Yeah, but that's cool. I love it. And like you said, everybody is somebody. And everyone has a story to tell, but I'd love to understand from your perspective, thankfully you got that chance, but you needed more chances and more chances, and finally the one at that moment in time for you, it aligned. Mm-hmm. There's so many ways I can go with this. Do we, as a group of people, population, whatever you want to call it, or your community, do we stop giving people enough chances? Like, is that on us as people as well?
You know what? I think that goes back to the stigma, not necessarily of addiction. It's a stigma of asking for help.
Sure.
And people have, let me put it this way, people have had really, really horrible experiences with people with addiction issues, right? And so me doing real estate and putting my story out there the way that I am, I'm taking a risk of people not wanting to work with me. And I'm okay with that, because people have had horrible experiences, people with addiction. I'm the worst version of myself when I'm actively drinking, mm-hmm. when I'm out there. I'm the worst version of myself. And so, people will ask me, what do you think was it this time that helped you stop? What was it this time that changed? And nothing really changed. I was back in the cycle again, and I had completed treatment again. I was back in the shelter down here in Toronto, trying to figure out what was next. And I just happened to, something in the back of my mind reminded me of real estate, and I pulled up the courses, and thankfully it was pay as you go. And I had enough money just to pay for that first course and the first exam. And once I completed that first course and I passed the first exam, I was like, oh my God, maybe I can do this. And so then I stayed in, I took advantage of what our healthcare system offers people like me. I took advantage of it, and I stayed in those facilities for as long as I could while I worked on my program. And so, no, we should never stop giving people chances. People are like, our resources are being diverted towards the wrong places, right? We're to addicts and alcoholics, but like, if I didn't have as many chances if I didn't have the facilities that I had in this country, I'd be dead, guaranteed.
Yeah.
So now you mentioned that we should never stop giving people chances, mm-hmm. and sometimes we are our own worst critic. Right? And we don't give ourselves grace, mm-hmm. When we slip and fall. How have you been exercising that since, coming into clarity and doing what you've been doing?
Giving myself grace?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult because, I'm coming up on 3 years sober, and, I'm still cleaning up my past.
Yeah.
I'm still cleaning up the wreckage from my past. And so having to start in real estate, I'm rebuilding relationships with my kids and family members and friends. And so I'm constantly having to give myself grace in all these different areas, but then also questioning myself, do I deserve grace? Right? Because of what I've put people through, And that's been hard, but I tell myself to move the ball forward a little bit each day. As long as I'm moving the ball forward a little bit each day, then I'm making progress, right? And so that's kind of how I give myself grace, is I try to just make progress every day. And then it's time, and it's living what you put out, right? If I continue to do what I'm doing, live the way I'm living, things are going to come back. Now, things don't always come back the way I want them to, right? They don't come back in my time, and I still have relationships that are frayed and may remain frayed for the rest of my life, unfortunately, because of my addiction.
Right.
So it's a constant balance, right? It's a constant balance.
Yeah. I'd love for you to provide some insights, because, and I quite frankly, I don't know how to ask this, so I'm just going to mumble through my words. So it's all good.
Story of my life.
Right? Kind of mine too, actually.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. From your perspective, someone that is a recovering alcoholic, what are great questions that perhaps myself could ask you, or support you in a way that would support you the best, or support someone in that situation the best way? Because often I hear, people ask me, it's the same question over and over again, but it doesn't really help me. So,
what's that? How you doing?
How you doing? Yeah.
Yeah. So what can you ask people like me?
Yeah. Is that a fair question, or is that a fair conversation to have, or is it just listening, or is it
That right there. So I'm glad you said that, because a lot of the time I was so desperate for someone to listen to me, right?
Yeah.
Because I had isolated myself away from the world, away from my family, and what would be described as a bottom of the barrel alcoholic.
Right.
I mean, given the opportunity and the resources, I would have drank myself to death.
Wow.
The only reason I would ever stop was because I ended up in jail or a hospital, or I was going to be on the streets, and I had no other choice but to go to a detox facility, right? And stay sober in order to stay in these facilities and start again, right? What was the word you said again?
Listen?
No.
What?
Yes, listen. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
There's my ADHD going, right?
No, that's okay.
So when I would go to these places, I wanted people to talk to, I wanted people to listen to me, and I was in such disarray, I was in such panic, I was going through withdrawals. My life, I just destroyed everything I had rebuilt again for the millionth time. I disappointed everybody again, and so I'm in the worst place I could possibly be emotionally and mentally.
Right.
And I'm just desperate to talk to people and to get maybe some form of compassion, even though I may not deserve it, to get some compassion, some empathy, even though I may not deserve it. And that was it. I just wanted people to listen to me. So when people come, if somebody asks, what advice would you give somebody that's looking to start or doesn't know where to start to get sober? My first answer is go to a meeting.
Yeah.
And you may ask why, if that's not part of your journey. Well, let's go to a meeting because there's an entire world of recovery that exists, and you just need to go see it. And a lot of times, if you go to an AA meeting or an NA meeting, you'll see that world. And then there's people there that will help you take the next step and the next step and the next step, right? All you got to do is take that first step, reach out for help, and then there's people there that will guide you along the way, as long as you're willing to put in the work and try to stay sober.
Yeah.
So you mentioned taking the first step. So, and you started off like we're all affected by or know somebody who is with substance abuse or alcohol. Tell us a little bit more of how they can take the first step with clarity.
With clarity. So it's difficult for people, right? We want people to feel comfortable. And if people want their anonymity protected, we want to protect that as well. We understand that it's still maybe a little bit taboo, and that's kind of the whole point, is to bring it out of the shadows. And, if I have to stand there and make people kind of go, I'll be that guy. And the first step is just reach out. That's it. Reach out to me. Reach out to me. Reach out to anybody in the community. You can pull it up on the website. I think our direct lines are on there. You can. We were directing people towards the Facebook group. That's kind of how we were tracking membership at first, and we still do that today. And then it's just a matter of reach out to somebody. That's like I said. All you have to do is reach out that first time, and if you're willing, we'll put the resources in front of you and allow you to make the decision and try to help you as best we can.
Why does this matter so much to you?
Because it's all I know. You know what I mean? It's, if you put me in front of a room and say, talk about real estate for an hour, I have a panic attack. You put me in front of a room and say, talk about addiction for an hour, not a problem. Getting me to shut up is the problem. Right? And I like in this, I'm all about progression, and I want to get better, and I want to learn, and that's why I love real estate, because there's not enough, like there's just so much to know and so much to learn, and there's an ability there and the reason I wanted to go to real estate as well, because there was a chance to be on the other side of the fence. I was always looking over the fence, and my dad used to always say to me, give yourself a chance. He's like, you've never given yourself a chance to realize your potential, and you're gonna die, but I really wish you would. And that's why I have 8 of my 9 lives tattooed on here, because that's what he used to say. You're like a cat. So you'd be like, give yourself a chance. Just give yourself a chance and see what you can do. And that's why this is important to me, because I know whether people want to admit it or not, if they're not comfortable, that they, and that's all I'm saying is, I know you exist. I know you're in this room, right? And you just have to see me there and know that, okay, he's there if I need him, right? And that's all I want. That's all I want.
I love it. I love it.
You'd be amazed by the conversations I've had with the most unlikely people in this industry. That just, because I obnoxiously insert my story into like most conversations because it usually takes it in a really genuine direction, and that's what I want to build is genuine connections, right? And so I've done that obnoxiously with like lawyers and whatnot, and we've gone down some weird paths, but it's been the best part. I love it.
Beauty.
I like it. Well, in just the few moments that, where our boots are kind of beside each other, we're kind of having fun and that sort of thing. I know you have a sense of humor as well. And which leads me to, I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions.
Yeah,
my man.
shoot.
And this is, this is
the
also,
serious part of the.
Well, if you thought that was serious.
Dude,
my
I could do
friends.
this all day. This is crazy to me, this whole setting and everything. This is crazy. I could have never imagined myself doing something like this, so I'm having a blast.
Awesome. So I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions. They're not skill testing.
Thank God.
Right? Well, yeah, I'm the person that wrote them, so forget it.
Oh, so it's nice and easy.
Yes. Say the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh,
I'll play a little bit of music. Get the vibe going. And first off, we'll start off with an easy one. Would you rather be talking or texting on the phone?
Talking.
Talking. Favorite season of the year? Summer.
What's up with these summer people?
Summer. I went on vacation to Mexico for the first time, and like, it was everything. And I came back to the country, and I'm like, why am I here?
Yeah. Summer and winter, this can happen.
Yes.
Yeah. Something a little bit more serious here. Is it wrong for a vegetarian to eat animal crackers? Oh, he's going deep. He's circling.
Yeah.
He's struggling with this
I feel
one.
like there's a lot of layers to that.
Right?
And like my personality is like, you have to give a really witty answer here, man. It's on the line.
Podcast either stops or keeps rolling on this.
Yeah. I'm going to say just by principle.
Yes, by principle. I like it. We're not judging here.
I do.
Well, we might on this one.
Okay.
First celebrity crush.
Jennifer Aniston.
On Friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Saved by the Bell. What was her name?
Oh, Kelly or
Kelly. No, it was Kelly.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Is that it?
That one was for the scholars. I can't
Yeah.
I was going to say Kelly.
We know the name that she goes by.
Yeah. You maybe know too much.
Did I just reveal my first celebrity crush? I think I did.
I think you did.
Favorite junk food?
Ice cream. Ice cream with milk.
Oh, that's a classic English move right there.
Whoa.
Yeah, I put ice cream in a bowl with milk.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of food, is double dipping at a party ever acceptable?
If no one's looking.
Oh,
I
you're
like
my
it.
guy. You're my guy.
Yeah, I want a little more of that hummus. All right. Name one of the seven dwarfs.
Dopey. How appropriate.
Dopey.
Interesting.
I like it.
Let's grab a movie.
And last question. The Godfather or Star Wars? This is made or broken relationships on this one here.
Yes. So choose wisely.
I'm probably going to break some relationships here. I've never seen The Godfather.
What? Get off the show. This is it.
You know what?
Delete.
I was I may have in a treatment center years and years ago, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
So I have to say Star Wars.
All right. Awesome. I love it, my man. I'm sorry. in classic Canadian format, I'm sorry. How do people get a hold of you, my man?
You can check out my website. It's apoperealestate.ca. You can honestly text me or call me. I'll put it out there. And it's funny because I'm in Toronto. I have a Niagara area code. I still have to change that. It's 365-880-3501. Text me, call me. Facebook, Apope Real Estate. Instagram, @Apope Real Estate.
Love it. So
me
pretty
up.
much anywhere is where people get a hold of you. Yeah.
Anywhere @Apope Real Estate.
Pope.
Yeah.
So that is Apope at whatever you like. This has been awesome, my man. I wish you continued success on your journey, and And you are definitely changing lives and having a positive impact. I
hope so.
In 2 years and 5 years from now, this story is going to be just amazing, and I love it.
I hope so. I hope so. I want to help.
Yeah, awesome.
And I doing stuff like this is so fun to me. I could have never imagined myself in this position, and I'm so grateful. And I truly mean that, because my mom's going to watch this and go, oh my God, that's a star. Right? And to me, that
it's okay. Our moms watch too. So
yeah, it's a star. Yeah, so that makes my heart melt for her as well. So this is amazing. Thank you guys for having me.
That's awesome. That's Adam Pope. That's Sir Colin Campbell. I'm Gary McGowan. We'll see everybody in the next episode. Goodbye for now. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to click the subscribe button so new episodes will automatically be downloaded to your device. Please help us reach more people by leaving a rating and a review on your podcast player of choice. Now go make it an amazing day for somebody.